Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday still, June 28th, 2021. What happened today? Not one, but two new record highs for this market. Yes, the S&P 500 hit a new all-time record high today. The NASDAQ, new record high today. As a matter of fact, on my website, traderschoice.net, I have my most recent stock picks right at the top of the second page, link in the description of this video. If you had gotten in on those, you did very well today. They've been up there for several days. Facebook alone put on over 4%. Congratulations to all of you, my lions out here who got in on those, and to those of you who subscribe to my free newsletter, also link in the description of this video. We are indeed ripping the face off of this market. It's not going to stop. We are winners. All right. So, again, new record highs for this market. Not a surprise to you. A big shock to, I guess, a lot of YouTubers out here who are calling for tops and crashes. You can't make it up. You can't do it. It's impossible to do. They have no idea what they're talking about. And it's very sad because they are putting people in the wrong spots. And that's hurting everyone. Anyway, so ignore them. Lovely. All right, with regard to this market, let's look at a few other things. Cryptocurrencies today, higher across the board. Gold and silver today. Gold, a fractional gain. Silver put on a decent gain today. Dollar, fractionally higher. But that will not last. You just wait. Wait till you see what's going to happen to the dollar relatively soon. It's going to crater. This knee-jerk higher that is still persisting after, again, the Fed promised, or not promised, said they may raise rates in 23. Ain't happening. Dollar's going to fall, and the dollar's going to fall hard. All right. Crude oil today. People, I hate calling tops, and I'm not calling a top here. But crude hitting $74 a barrel, did pull back a little bit. Crude is going higher, much higher, but I would not be surprised. In fact, I would welcome it, a pullback in the price of crude oil. However, when you have U.S. airstrikes, which happened yesterday, I forgot to mention this earlier. So U.S. Let me read this to you. U.S. airstrikes on Iranian-backed militias in Syria and Iraq, well, that there will put a floor under crude oil. They won't let it fall. You have to understand that crude oil is, as you well know, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. So airstrikes, bombings, whatever, blocking, the Suez Canal, whatever they got to come up with. And if it's not big enough, they're going to do something bigger to keep at least a floor under crude oil. Let's put that into perspective real quick. The worst performing sector of the market today was energy. Duh! Why? Well, because crude oil fell. The unholy trinity. And despite the fact that we had a new record high for the S&P 500 and a new record high for the NASDAQ, the Dow fell under pressure. Okay, whatever. But these gains were muted because of the fall in crude oil. The 10-year yield remained stable, a slight gain in the dollar, okay, but that drop in crude, a muted drop after, we, of course, the United States is, performing airstrikes in parts of the world where we depend on crude oil. Well, again, the game is always the same story. It will not change. And crude oil will go higher. But again, I would love to see it pull back. I would love to see it pull back. However, I still believe ExxonMobil is a buy here for my Lions. The financials, the banks, you got to buy the banks. JP Morgan, it's right on my website. Again, please go look at this. Right on the top of the second page of my website, traderschoice.net. Link right down here. You will see my top stock picks right now. I added a new one today, ticker PG. I fired that out to my Lions via my newsletter. So subscribe to my newsletter. There was also a link to that. in the description of this video. People, I got you covered. You're not going to lose. I will not let you lose, period, the end. Just not happening. Let me see what else I jotted down on my little pad here today. There's all this talk about these new regulations that are going to go into effect. Is it gonna hurt gold and silver? I think it's a nothing burger anyway. I'll be honest with you. Why would I say that? Because the price action of gold and silver is not real at all. Whatsoever, there's no price discovery mechanism. So whatever they got to do, let them play their game, people. We're going to continue to play our game. What we do understand is, again, we are in a very unique moment in time. And a lot of double talk out of the mouths of Federal Reserve presidents. You see, you have to understand what the Fed does all the time. They have a group of freaks on this side coming out publicly saying one thing. Then they have a group of freaks on the other side coming out saying the polar opposite. So this mechanism here of keeping people off balance is deliberate, all right? But you have to cut through the dog shit. Once you're able to cut through the dog shit, you can clearly understand what's going on, where we're going, the end game of the Federal Reserve, and they, again, have not begun to inflate. They haven't even started yet. So there will not be a rate cut anytime soon. The Fed is going to increase asset purchases moving forward. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And the continual flow of bad economic news, and we're going to get a whole bunch more this week, will continue to prop the stock market up. That's all the market wants to hear. You have to understand that. If the stock market were to hear even one piece of real, actual good news on the economy, the stock market will crater. Again, the only thing driving this market is the Fed. Nothing else matters. I explained this a million times to you. Nothing else matters. You could turn on CNBC, Fox Business, and blah, blah, blah down, and they're going to tell you about earnings and PE ratios and this, that. They don't mean nothing. Zero. It's all the Fed. You know that. Anyway, so let's let you and I, for a moment, take a deep breath here. Let's put this together. All right. New record high today for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. The Dow fell under pressure. Boeing's got all kinds of problems. Okay, we already know that. They have a new issue with getting the 777X certified. It's getting put off for whatever reason, and that did hit the stock. But you have to also understand that Boeing is a part of the military-industrial complex, and they will get bailed out, back door, front door, propped up, government contracts, whatever it is. They are part of the merger between this new American government and these corporate entities. You know what this is. It's fascism here. Our votes don't matter. Nothing matters. We don't matter. All that matters is again, the continual wealth transfer effect that is going on here. The middle class being robbed blind by suppressed rates. The Fed will keep doing that until the middle class is completely erased. The one percenters, the well-off people getting richer and richer as this thing free falls. And that's just where we're going. It should be as obvious can be to you. But again, you and I, we're not going to lay down to this. We're gonna beat them at their own twisted game because we know exactly what they're going to do and why they're doing it. So you and I could not possibly be sitting prettier in this environment. That's pretty much the entire lovely thing. All right, people, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you found this somewhat not just entertaining. Look, I come out here and I try to, I'm myself, and I guess, sometimes when I watch my videos and I see the things I do, I wonder a little bit about myself here. But look, in all seriousness, we're not going to let the system beat us ever. Okay? That's really the truth. We are so far ahead of the curve. It's just, retarded. And we're going to keep ourselves on that side of this until always. It's just not going to stop. And when this thing rolls over, and it will at one particular time, just not yet. Again, because I told you the Fed is not done by a long shot. When this rolls over, we're going to be on the right side then too, because we're setting ourselves up right now. You understand? That's why right now we are betting against the debt, why we're becoming our own central bank. You and I, in this environment of risk on, meaning, the market just keeps hitting record high, record high, record high. You and I are looking at assets that are risk off. This is what the smart money does, okay? And you and I are capitalizing on the entire spectrum. Yes, we're in this market. We're buying the market. We're trading the market at the same time. We're looking at suppressed assets for when this rolls over. Physical gold, physical silver, and yes, cryptocurrencies. You understand? We got it covered. We are sitting so pretty. I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't. All right, anyway, that's it, people. Look, this guy loves you a lot. I mean that, and I can't wait for the party on July 4th over here at the Club Notoriety. You know all about this, at least I hope so. And I will see you there, and I'll see you in the morning. What am I talking about? I'll see you tomorrow.